Pro and Vici Gaming and the title here at the Annexed, at the Stockholm Major. Annexed, make yourself known. We are going to have Game 5 of a Grand Finals here, and it is on. We have Vici Gaming on the Radiant, Virtus Pro on the Dire, and we're in the draft.
Oh boy, they left the Oracle. Just pick it up. Oh no.
Oh, come on!
Fix your posture, boy.
Posture.
That's the sleeping posture.
He's just getting lower and lower
energy.
every time.
Is that confidence or?
That's definitely confidence. This man reeks confidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 5, where you're going to get the most meta picks. We see the Shadow Shaman coming out, and then the Oracle, but of course, this strange Doom, which sometimes works, sometimes don't, but usually do.
It's definitely a hero. There comes the Razor.
Here that doesn't care about getting doomed.
Yeah, for sure. Like usually when you play against Doom, you just want to have the 3 cores. So you can't really get rid of, like when you play around 1 or 2 heroes, Doom can be super effective, but you have Razor now to begin with. And also Oracle to just keep healing whoever gets doomed. We had a Doom. VP special, they love it. They run it as Pasha mainly. And it's just a good laner, and yeah, he just scales super well into late game, which is always nice to have.
All right.
Oh,
Phantom Lancer
Oh,
man down.
that means Terrorblade. Uh-oh.
Is that 100% now?
And VP like playing Doom against TB. They always saw it as like one of those counter picks in a sense, because just, you know, Doom against stopping him from getting the Sunder off.
Yeah, it's got pretty low health as well, so it does quite a lot of damage. Let's see if they want to ban the Terrorblade though, because that definitely indicates it.
Well, if they think that Doom is enough to counter it, perhaps they just want to focus their bans on something else. Now, obviously, we already have the DY Oracle coming out, but we have talked a lot about Fade and focusing on him in terms of playmaking. Do you want to ban out his hero at this stage?
I think that's a decent idea. He's, you know, showing prowess on a couple certain meta picks that have already been targeted, the Nyx, the Magnus, and banning out his Earth Spirit I think makes a lot of sense. His Tusk is one of the best in the world, but Tusk just doesn't quite have the same toolkit and impact in the game that Earth Spirit does.
Yeah.
Agreed there from what we saw from the last game. As we're waiting for our next pick, we're into almost reserve time.
There was no Pangolier picked around this time.
What?
A bit confusing there. We've seen VP.
Well, they got crushed when they played it.
Yeah, so they're probably going to skip that one out right now. I'm pretty sure no one is pretty down with that.
He has last pick of the draft if they want to use it for mid lane instead of the carry role. So, and I think if you're picking Pango, you have to run it mid. So I think VP are more likely to save their last pick here. With that said, you know, they probably know the matchup. They may just want to pick whoever they want to send mid against Razor. They could save their last pick for the carry role.
And he gets sniped at Terrorblade, of course, banned out.
Snipe the fact that VP were going to ban it, I think.
I was trying to help.
Look, I realized you were, but I don't think that's what we were thinking about. But
All right. The crowd waits with bated breath, for we know that Ice Frog is watching, and any hero that is picked in this series will be ban-hammered.
Whoever wins, yeah. If you win with some hero and make it look OP, like another Storm Spirit, and you go, oh, that hero's nerfed.
It's gone.
Yep.
Storm's gone again. Thanks a lot, VP. Write your letters. All right, here.
VP looking for the last ban.
Yeah, what
Each
type
is
of
not-
heroes do you wanna focus on here? Previous game they focused on the Bloodseeker and the Earth Spirit, so obviously the Bloodseeker from Game 3 it left its marks. And still the Faith Earth Spirit they want to remove, but now that Earth Spirit is still in the pool.
I could remove Earth Spirit for sure. Will be good. Son of VP, still the Disruptor is in the pool, which is kind of likely that they would pick.
I'm surprised after that performance we didn't see any bans on that Darkseer, you know? You made some real work last series.
I mean, yeah, we have seen VP do Doom as a 5 position. That's the crazy thing. They did that 5-core lineup where they had the Doom, and then they ended up getting other cores, and Solo played the Doom, and it doesn't have to be a Pasha Doom.
Well, the problem with that is last game you had super good combo with it, and Doom, Rasta combo with Darkseer, not the hypest thing. Dying!
One dying!
Picking up the zombie,
hero.
man.
Now, Undying says lanes and aggression, right? When you're picking Undying, his strength is having an aggressive lane, shutting someone down, most likely Paparazzi.
Yep. And this kind of fast tempo. We haven't seen VP play this super early game aggression style that much this series, but their picks so far suggest otherwise. Pushing with Serpent Wards, Tombstone, a tanky Doom in the front line. This could be one of VP's fastest games yet.
I'm picking it into the Razor, which is pretty bad at killing the Tombstone. So, and also Vengeful not helping there either. And they even saw Vici banning out the peel for them,
10 seconds remaining.
which is one of the super counters against the Tombstone.
5 seconds remaining.
Oof, I mean, Undying is just a hero that you have to respond to. If you just let them have that kind of early game and run at you style, there's nothing that you can do. The hero is super powerful, but at the same time, there are many ways around it. We're going to see that Morphling come out on VP. The question will be, whose Morphling will it be?
I'm feeling Ramses' time now. No one has been playing it a little bit more recently, I think, but again, I want to have a slightly more active hero from no one. This is time for Ramses to shine. He's been playing really well,
10 seconds
and that hero
remaining.
can just be smashing.
Yeah, I think you look at this series of games you've won, his anti-mage, if you go back to game 2, like put this guy on the hard carry, let him do his thing. But we'll see what Vici responds. Imagine this Morphling, maybe even somewhat of a block pick as well. It's a hero that could have matched up well. You get to steal the Undying Tombstone. It's just looking like one of the best carries left in the pool with TB taken out, and as well as the PL. So we'll see what Vici Gaming get instead.
Yeah, we'll have to see now, because you have to be worried about the late game right now. You see VP's lineup, that's pretty spooky. And do you want to just win in the early mid game, or do you just going to match it right now? The greed. You have
RPK
to-
seems not amused.
He's angry, but that's just his natural expression.
Ah, ooh, there is.
That's
Wow.
it. Just go greedy back.
We
He's
saw
playing
this,
it.
Saw this against Fnatic in that game 3 decider, and here in a game 5 decider, Medusa's back.
Feels real bad for Medusa pickers out there. She's going to be gone again after the series.
And that Mana Steel talent is pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a little
10
nerf on that one.
seconds remaining.
So why the Medusa in this one? To me, ain't Medusa that late game hero, right?
Yeah, I'm a little caught out by this because they already had the Razor, so they've kind of picked 2 heroes that typically go mid, but they want to just match the late game of the Morphling.
No, thank you for an amazing weekend, guys.
Very nice. It's not over yet, though.
And it is not over
Let's
yet.
calm down here. Looks like they're just going to pick the Razor bottom now against the Doom. Just give him a bad lane.
Vici
Dipping
Gaming
the melee.
turn to ban.
Banning out the bat. I'm worried right now for Medusa, because if Shadow Shaman has a good game, gets the Blink Etherlens, he can be pretty far away and just keep controlling the Medusa. And Vici can't really stop him from shackling for 7.5 seconds. Sure, you can swap, but she's still shackled. And someone needs to get in there and deal with the Rasta.
Yeah, and he has not too many other big targets to get his hands on. I mean, they just have the ability forever, whoever he grabs, they can blow up so well. I'm spooked. They got to deal with Rasta. They got to get somebody in there.
Well, at least they have Medusa's decent against the Tombstone. So
Yeah.
that hero will be fine now.
They do kind of not have much in the way of disable. They have the Venge stun, but likely a support Venge. Like their lineup does not really address Morphling here.
They need some jump right now. So they VP bans the Bat Rider, which would have been great here, obviously. Can get in that. Like, you need something to kill the Morphling. Just jump and kill him or initiate the fight.
Centaur comes to mind. It is a good for engaging, disengaging.
Yeah, if we go back 4 patches, it would have been great. Got a couple nerfs. So kind of fallen out of favor right now. It's not an awful hero, but not really in the meta right now. Will be really hard for him in the lane as well against Morphling. 2 hour?
Well, there are some people that would love that.
Yeah, not a great analyst coming from the crowd there. pretty aggressive, folks. So in the past, what have we seen taking out these Morphlings? We've seen like these late game super burst heroes, right?
The Prophet?
Wow.
That's a Yang
Prophet Bulldog, you've seen this before.
I've seen it. A little bit disappointed. Don't have a lot of confidence in his Prophet.
He
Gonna
did
lie.
win, though. against Na'Vi with this Prophet.
But that's Na'Vi, Shiva. I mean, are you,
Don't laugh at that.
on,
Don't be
Shiva.
mean.
come on. Let's be real here.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, well,
Couldn't
that,
get through the weekend without a Na'Vi flame. I see how it is.
We got so close to having the best panel.
Their draft just seems to have some holes. Like, they don't have good team fight, they don't have good catch. They scale. They have these 3 cores that all hit creeps, farm, do damage, but
oh boy.
wow.
It's the wolf.
That's the hero that gets on top of Razor Medusa.
Oh,
Oh man.
Oh dear. Bulldog.
I'm not liking the team fight from Vici Gaming. No initiation, very bad team fight, so I'm gonna have to go with the crowd. I'm going with VP.
I think VP have the momentum. They won the game 4. That was the key game. The 2 teams had even drafts. It was the tense one. VG game had their moment, and I just don't feel like their draft in game 5 delivered. So VP as well.
I really want to be a contrarian. I love doing it, but what is the catch against Lycan? They have like 1 stun and a half Oracle stun. I go with VP too. Looks good.
I'll be the contrarian.
Yeah, she's.
I'm giving. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going with VG Gaming. You don't have to vote for an MVP. You can. But I think that after this game, we're probably not gonna witness the results of that. But what we are gonna witness is an amazing 5th game of this series. So for the last time on Next Hit, I'm gonna ask it of you. Can you make some noise for your commentary team of OD Pixel for the matumbaman?
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, game 5 ready to go. Virtus Pro, Vici Gaming, both teams 1 game away from taking the championship title here in Stockholm at the Major. We're getting this Duso once more from Vici Gaming. Matu, they've answered with a Lycan. If you're the Lycan, are you pretty happy this game?
I think it's a really decent Lycan draft, but we'll see. Like, this hero gets punished on the lane very easily, and let's see how they're gonna make the lanes work for Virtus Pro this time.
In terms of sort of the overall outlook of the drafts as well, a lot of sort of backing from the panel in terms of what VP have. Would you agree, Fog? Is this looking like VP with the slightly bit of a one-up with the 5 versus 5 picks?
Yeah, I mean, there's really no team fight on Vici at all. They pretty much need to crush these lanes. It looks like that's what they're going for. This Nature's Prophet, the one thing he does have is he's got a good matchup, right? Shadow Shaman and Dying, they don't really enjoy playing versus these treants too much at all.
I mean, theory, if you look at VP's lineup, it looks way better, you know?
Yeah.
Morphling takes the Razor and takes all Medusa's damage, but you can't really always estimate this Vengeful plus Medusa combo, because Medusa enjoys this bonus damage so much.
A bit of sort of the same effect as we've seen with the Venge Terrorblade combo in a few of the games so far. He's managed to back them up and give them that power. So we'll see how the lanes do begin, of course, as it is going to be with the fact that there's a Razor and the Dusa in the game. Paparazzi taking the Razor to that side lane. Not the position that we normally see a Razor in. We'll see if they switch it around. It looks like they're still hunting for those matchups. But yeah, the Paparazzi Razor, something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think it's good in this game because versus that Doom, he's trying to shut him down in the laning phase quite a lot. And we've seen some side lane Razors, right? We've seen a few of them.
Let's have a look, see how well it works out for him this game. As VP, in terms of timings, is this, I mean, you look at the fact that there's this Lycan, are you trying to overrun Vici Gaming by a certain time, or are you confident that this morph can sort of hold the later portion of a game against Medusa? Or is there a bit of a timing on this for VP?
I think there's like the middle ground, right? Like for VP, I feel like their heroes are a bit weaker on the lanes. Like for example, like bottom lane Razor is like usually smashes like melee heroes like Doom, and top lane Nature's Prophet Venge lane, so much damage on this lane. Like a zero armor hero, you can't really do anything about this.
Yeah, I think Vici's really trying to put this pressure on to just have that advantage, and then they can have this Dusa that gets really farmed, and they have this Vengeful that makes her that much stronger. So they can come out of the lanes in a decent spot ahead. Then that team fight could actually, like, maybe they could actually not have to worry so much about having that team fight in comparison to VP. They're leaving Ramses alone for a moment here. We see the Undying solo is starting to make his way up to try to guarantee the CS. Actually, he got both of them. think with one of them with his wolves.
And this mid lane matchup, the Morph versus the Deuce, I feel like we've seen no one when he takes the Morphling to the mid lane just outlane many different opponents and different heroes. He's very strong in these 1v1s, right?
I mean, this is definitely a Morphling favorite matchup. Dusa having like less base damage on this lane, so I would expect the Morphling outlasted him. But it kind of depends how much harass like the Dusa get onto the Morphling, how much he can like balance the CS different on these two heroes.
The animation also Dusa like really slow. Morphling has like, god tier animation. Solo in some trouble here.
Let's get sprouted up. Got a lot of right click to beat down upon him with the Wave of Terror. Another magic missile will be there. Out onto the Undying, blocked up by the Treants who get the decay off. But Solo will fall. They have the right click to do so. Yang takes that first blood.
I love when people get Sprout at level 2. Whenever I see the TP instantly skilled,
I was really
so
happy
annoyed.
seeing that. They actually skilled the Sprout instead of the TP just default.
Yeah, whenever I see people just instantly skill the TP, it's just like, what's the point? You don't need to just instantly skill that ability.
That's when you know that the player is actually like really on top of his game.
Yeah.
The lanes as they are, it's definitely this mid lane where you're seeing the bigger difference.
Bottom
10 to 5 against their 5 for 2.
Doom has one last hit at the moment.
Oh,
they have
true. I totally skipped over him because he was so low down on the CS.
They have a huge creep wave coming in though here, so you're going to see Vici play pretty aggressive to make sure that he can't actually get any last hits. Paparazzi's going to get a lot of denies here.
The thing is, at least they didn't die this time around, so
That's true.
it's going great compared to that.
Say that, but
Jinx him?
Paparazzi, he's going to get a lot of damage here on a Roger. As Roger, he's trying his best to back off. They're going to get the slow, and with the Purifying Flame Nuke, they'll get the kill. And Matter, I believe you're experiencing what we call the Caster Curse.
Yes.
So that will be another kill in the game here for Vici Gaming.
I'm part of the club now.
Doom got, what, 3 last hits from that wave?
He got some.
Vici did a like really good job of pressuring under that wave, just making sure that they can go for that dive. I like that he skills the plasma field too, instead of, we see it sometimes just like the passive, but when you have this type of kill threat, it allows you to just provide much more chase and just that vision too, it gives you.
Yeah. It's also on the lane, it like the pushes out the wave all the time, and you sometimes on safe lane, you just want to control the lane versus like mid lane, you can skill up the passive because it doesn't really matter that you're pushing in the wave all the time.
Okay.
Top lane, DY. It's going to get blocked up a little bit. Ramses will see how good the micro can be here. He's trying his best to block him off. He's doing a good job so far. Keeping him held in place. Talk about held in place. Mid lane, Roger will be there with a wraparound, but in fact, no one has got the damage to bring down Ori. He has. We'll take down Ori before Ori's able to turn. Still back up top. These body blocks with the walls pay off. Ramses micro there. That was pretty sweet, wasn't it, Massive?
Absolutely insane microplay. Couldn't have done it better myself.
That's like, this is one of those matchups, like the Morphling already has a great time versus the Dusa, and then they just bring that rotation, and now he's going to have like this free time. Dusa's under a lot of pressure here now.
In the middle, they already tried to sort of make one move over to help get the kill on the Dusa. Dusa, as you say, he always got to be very careful about going down again. They get another wrap around if Roger's able to get him from the side. It's a pretty easy kill between him and the Morphling. We're positioned aggressively. He's feeling confident as he has that haste rune. Roger is starting to make a move towards him yet again, though. As he is there hiding in the camp, we'll see if he finds an opportunity to step forward.
He does have the ward in the lane, though, so he will see as soon as that Shadow Shaman walks down onto that low ground.
It seems like Roger realizes, I mean, it's hard at the moment, or he is full health on the mid Dusa. Won't try and make a move in. Top CS at the moment, 19 for 4, 15 on Yang, 19 for 2 on Ramses. Yang able to get a good amount of denies. I bet a few of those probably Treants.
15 denies on 2 of the cores right now. Vici in that laning phase, 5 minutes. Bounty.
Bottom. Roger's going to be there with the shackles. Paparazzi has the backup from Faith. The roots out onto Pasha. He's dealing a lot of damage with the static link. We'll get the slow with the plasma field, but Pasha with the scorched earth will be able to walk away. Get himself out of there. Vici Gaming able to secure at least that bounty room for themselves. Back towards mid. No on the bounce.
Fire.
Won't connect on him, and he does manage to shift enough strength up anyway. Bound bottom. Pop down the tombstone. Ramses is at least able to deny it. Make sure that Vici Gaming don't get that gold bonus. Another Sprout is out. Ramses cuts his way out. Solo blocking them off. He's stealing a fair bit of strength, but they've got the lockdown with the magic missile, cutting him around with the Treants, controlling him. This time it's Yang to try for the micro control, and he's doing it here. There's a beat down Solo. One more Purifying Flames from Faith finishes off the kill.
Blocks on the both sides.
Yeah, Yang and Ramses giving us the micro show.
It took me a moment, but I just actually realized they have this Venge and the Oracle on the same team, and it's usually been DY playing the Oracle, but he's also the one who's been playing the Venge all this time. So it is Fade going to be playing it this time around.
Someone Paparazzi is on his own here. As Roger will turn with the shackles down. It's a lot of damage being stolen though, so they have to be careful. They cannot stand near this Razor when he has 168 right clicks stolen. Same time, Fade able to nuke down no one.
Oh my god.
The right clicks there from Paparazzi as he was able to get pretty much that fully built up static link. And the fact that no one, he must have been hanging around mid. Fade was able to come in with the Purifying Flames and finish him off whilst he was low.
Looks like it. They even tipped him. Because he gave him a freebie, you know?
I'm really surprised they tried to go for that play bottom.
Oh, back top. Roots onto Ramsey. TPs will come in, so Vici Gaming have to back off. Double TPs inbound from both Roger and no one. He's also joining the fight here, trying to turn things around. A burst down DY. The Tombstone will be farmed up by Yang. See if VP can chase down the Prophet. No one will have a strike back up in a second. There's the first one out. Pushes him to the side, allows VP to close the gap a little more, but Yang's back under the tower. They can't dive further. Pasha could be chased here.
Pasha has no TP.
As they wrap around here with DY, get the slot from Paparazzi. Static Link setup will be there. They'll run down this Doom. Again, Paparazzi just able to build up so much damage, but the neutral kryptonite! Oh, a little unfortunate there for Vici Gaming. That first hit coming in too hard from Paparazzi, bringing the Doom down low enough to die to that touch from the neutral. Space will be there again, as this is, the 5th game in a row with Vici Gaming. They're taking this mid-tier 1 tower, 7.5 minutes in incredibly early. They'll try and poke towards no one. We'll root him up, but he's already got the strength shifted up. We'll be able to back away. They have a magic missile, but he'll dodge it with the waveform. Get back to safety.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The aggression from Vici starting to build up here, though. As you said, this is the 5th game in a row they kill that middle tower around, like, between that 5 and 7 minute mark. Just know their priorities.
And they're getting that early lead. 5-3, 2K net worth advantage at 8 minutes in.
Yeah, putting pressure on all the lanes. You see the Morphling is being impacted by it quite heavily, as well as that Doom. And this time it is Paparazzi who is getting pretty much that free farm this time around. He's not a Terrorblade, but as this Razor, he's just going to be able to... That hero just farms so fast. Doesn't have the passive skill up, though, so it's a little bit different.
Feels like he wants to more like be the more active approach this game, just taking the plasma field up, so he's like team fighting is way stronger this way.
Top lane Roger caught out once more. Yang Sprout into the Treants. The blocks off there as well, allowing them to burst down a Shaman. More kills, more action for them as they keep the pressure on this top lane.
That's Yang's Midas if he chooses to buy it. He had it queued up.
I'm surprised how well like this VP top lane did. It's Undying Lycan against Nature's Prophet Venge. It should usually be like a really favorite to Nature's Prophet and Venge. I think that's like the only redeeming thing in this game right now, that it's actually keeping them into the game.
Ooh. Ramsey's not able to get there in time with his helmet-dominated Centaur. TP out in place. We can see pretty much the 3 cores of Vici Gaming just that little step ahead.
They're definitely going to look to make a move here. They have Wrath of Nature available.
This bottom lane could be a little tricky to hold. They'll send Solo down here for now, VP.
Vici has that high ground ward here, so they can watch if anybody else does rotate down here. So Solo has to be careful not to get dove here, because they could actually even bring in the NP here to push that tower like we saw in that mid lane.
They don't really want to go right now. They're still lacking the levels on supports, like the ultimate spells. Like they're both supports, still not level 6. It's getting 10 minutes into the game. I feel like they want to just level up the supports first, and then they'll make their first big move. Okay. It's gonna come around in like 1 minute.
There's a lot of pings on Solo. I mean, Fade, you know, he's definitely making the call, saying if he steps in, we could try for him.
Bounty runes. 3 for Vici.
Yeah, so sort of across the whole series, Vici Gaming have been very good at controlling the majority of the runes.
Looks like it's going to be if he continues Spirit Vessel rush on a Nature's Prophet to deal with that Morphling. I mean, it's good in this game. Morphling, Doom, and Lycan, all 3 of these heroes high regen. Oh, they got all of them.
They got all of them, and they're continuing to take tier 1 towers. The bottom lane push still only being answered by Solo alone, and Solo on his own won't be able to do too much to put a stop to this.
I mean, again, this VP draft does not have out push again, just like the similar times in the earlier drafts. Now Solo.
They have strong fighting, but they can't really defend towers. How they want to defend towers is just killing the heroes. not actual just defending the tower.
Yeah.
So at least the sort of second tombstone as well that's been farmed up by Vici Gaming. It's got to be careful there, Solo. It's a fair bit of gold to give away in the early game.
No one. Dropping very low. Roger gets hit by one of the last bounces. 350 damage on him, but
Is able to TP out though. They won't quite be able to find him. Fate does try with a quick fortune send upon himself, but he's out.
no one knows what one of the wards is too. He was jungling actually and got hit by one of the bounces. So we should be able to get that D ward soon on VP.
And Ramsey's just continuing to farm up the Necro Book. Been pretty undisturbed in the jungle, but it has meant that Vici Gaming, they're getting away with a lot of pressure. They're moving on to this top lane. They've already taken 2 tier 1 towers. This will be the third. 11 minutes in. They're playing the pace very fast again.
It's looking very passive from VP this time around again.
They're smoking top. They want to take the fight. They're too late for the tower though.
Let's see if they can catch Elise Yang, as they will find him in the trees. He's able to go for the Sprout to block them off, though, and that's going to allow him to TP away. VP, though, they're going to try and chase down Paparazzi, the bigger kill. They're in with Ramses, who'll get the center on top of the Razor. DY goes for the swap to the side, but that's actually swapped him into the Serpent Wards. False Promise comes out from Fade, keeping Paparazzi alive, and now VP, they have to back away. The Stonegaze affects Roger. They'll lose the Shaman. Yang TP's into the front line. He got the Sprout off onto Solo. They'll turn with the strike onto Yang. They do get the kill with no one punching back. He'll turn his defense, trying to get a magic missile out, but VP, they've already lost 3. Pasha and no one, the only 2 left alive. They're trying their best to turn, find kills. Back into the bench. They have magic missile out onto the Medusa. Can they finish off the kill, though? They're diving a little too far underneath the towers. Vici Gaming can turn. DY with the swap back onto no one. He's the last one left alive on VP, but he's going to go down as well. Vici Gaming get all 5.
Oh man, I think they overextended. They're getting that Doom on the Deuce, so they got excited trying to go for the kill.
Yeah, it looks super back and forth. Like one time, like VG backing off, then VP backing off, and then it ended up being this like weird, like should we go or should we not go? And they kind of hesitated about it, and then it ended up just them feeding 2 kills more. How did the Lycan die? He was just dead all of a sudden.
I was trying to see if DY actually did something here. If he salved, I think he salved. Did he get the salve off on the Razor? No, he didn't. Okay. I thought he salved the Razor while he was Force Promise.
I mean, that is kind of big misplay. If he salved up the Razor could have just straight up ran in again.
Yeah.
Instead, he was so low after the False Promise.
But they still are able to clean up everybody. As VP, they get a little bit excited toward the end. They're trying to go for this chase with 2 heroes. But VP still had 4, they still had 4 at the moment there.
It does look like almost they're able to turn, but you can't underestimate sort of the damage from this, maxed out pretty much Plasma Field from Paparazzi. It just absolutely shreds them, slows them underneath the tower.
I mean, that's the thing about the max Plasma Field. People don't expect it nowadays because they expect the passive max. And suddenly it's just max level Plasma Field is so much damage. It's almost 400 damage on max range.
Paparazzi, that last fight, no surprises. You look at the net worth of all 3 cores, they shoot ahead.
He's almost at the same net worth as his Terrorblade was at the 14 minutes. He had like, what, 8,200? He has 7,400 as a Razor at the 14-minute mark.
Amazing player.
Yeah, he's having the dream game here so far.
That's VP. They'll try and get some pressure on the bottom lane. They have those early levels of the Necro Book, allowing Ramses to have this pushing potential.
Scary thing for VP2 is that their draft is not fast-paced. Like, looking at their cooldowns, as soon as they start committing any of these ultimates, like Shapeshift, extremely long cooldown, Doom, one of the longest cooldowns in the game. Same thing with the Serpent Ward. So sure, they have this big team fight, but the way Vici's playing this fast pace, it's definitely been catching VP a bit off guard.
And will TP in, show himself there with the Treants, immediately TP back out, as they have no interest in defending this tower. They'll concede this one here to VP's push with the Serpent.
Make sure to give Ramses the last hit there. Actually, you saw Roger stop canceling his attacks.
On top, no one. Does try and dive in with a waveform for a kill on Paparazzi, but the backup's there from Fade with the False Promise. I'll easily get Paparazzi out of there, back to safety, going straight for the BKB after the Asher Drums. He's ready to fight, ready to roll. They've got the strike down, knocking back the Medusa. No one's got to be careful though, swap back in.
They have another, but not in range.
We'll try and hunt him down, but indeed under the cover of nighttime, he'll keep his distance, get out of there.
They protect their Obs Ward too, take out that Sentry Ward.
It's Ramses, very close to having a level 2 Necro Book. And he's making okay timing, but it's still the fact that the early objectives that Vici Gaming have been able to take, the fact that VP had that disastrous fight up top where they lose all 5 heroes, they're very, very far behind at this point. 6K behind Vici Gaming at 15 minutes in.
Ooh, they're using the Wolf to scout here. They're seeing Yang.
Gonna try and run forward.
There's no mana anymore.
He's unlikely to be able to TP out.
Oh, he missed the stun.
Gonna try their best. Tombstone's dropped down. As Dijang, he'll
Wait,
try for the
is he
TP
just
out.
out?
He's out. He gets away. They've got nothing to stop. Nothing to stop him.
All right, that was a highlight of today.
Dijang just, he walks out, TP's out.
He didn't even go strength treads. He stayed on in treads. He was confident.
It was just, that was just straight up outplay. What can I say? High skill game. I think they're looking to go Roche now, knowing that Lycan has no CD, so Lycan is pretty useless without the ultimate. So
Did they finish up the medallion on the Venge just before this? I know he was building towards.
he's super close, but he just
close.
quite doesn't have it. But they have the Vlads on the NP and the Venge Aura and the massive damage on Duza.
Yeah, I mean, this Dusa now is incredibly farm, pretty much tying up with that Paparazzi Razor.
He just finished his Manta style too, so it's super nice timing for them.
This Tombstone is going to be killed almost instantly inside of these team fights. It's on cooldown still for 20 seconds as well because they committed it down bottom.
Tower is under attack.
Looks like they're waiting for another set of Treants, because since they backed off from Roche Pit, they just realized like VP actually doesn't have that many Roche spells. Like they can't harass them while they do Roche. So looks like they waited the trance and go back in again.
So they got the Treants and the medallion got delivered.
Yeah,
at the
so
same
they don't
time.
get like chipped away like in Roche Pit. Sometimes you just lose the fight because you lost too much HP on Roshan actually.
They'll get this one for free. Aegis picked up by Paparazzi, already straight in the river. They get the stun out to Pasha, chasing him down. Swap back on the Doom. Pasha's dead and gone. No one turns into the Razor, but he gets swapped in. He's got to be careful. Waveforms up to the high ground. Serpent wards have been dropped. They'll trap a board for now. DY and Paparazzi getting low, but the false promise from Faye keeps Paparazzi safe and good to continue to fight. They do lose the Venge, but Paparazzi, he's diving in, chasing for more, gets the kill on Roger. There's a TP in from Yang, no one holds the back, turns back into the Razor, starts to steal the damage back from Paparazzi, but Paparazzi, he chases in, kills off Ramses. The Fortune Zone is going to fly through onto no one. They'll continue to follow in onto this Morphling. No one will be able to get back to the high ground. But another fight where Vici Gaming come out on top, getting that Aegis. Paparazzi nearly having the money for the full BKB as well.
Pasha's just too poor to be able to run in like that. He's so squishy versus this lineup of Vici. They have this amplification coming from the Venge. He walks in and just gets melted. So much minus armor coming out from their side with that Venge with Medallion.
Really just feels like VP, they struggle to take a fight at this point. They're just not ready for this sort of force to begin to push. Ori and Paparazzi at insane levels of farm once again here in this game 5.
I mean, this fight came to the point that Lycan didn't have ulti, so they have no way to reach the backline of Vici Gaming. If you can't reach this Oracle and Vengeful Spirit and burst them down in these fights, they'll just keep their cores alive, and like it's just impossible to run in.
And I was concerned that they're just going to instantly kill the Tombstone, but instead they just don't even care about it. They just
actually
walked away from it.
Certainly a worry here for VP. At this pace of the game, they're losing this first sort of 80 minutes to a lineup with this Dusa that Ori, he's at such an incredible position already. It's not going to get any easier against him. He's going to continue to scale at a fantastic pace, being able to be this strong figurehead that they can present forward, Vici Gaming, against the push of VP. Mid lane, Ramses tries to lean in, has to pop the ult straight away. They do get the Hex off in response. The Doom down as well, onto the Razor, but Pasha just gets melted. The damage is way too much. Ramses leading in with the ult, but he has to run away. The Fortune Zone will catch him. The Root buying some time, but still with the movement speed, Ramses will escape. Every fight the VP approach, they have to retreat as soon as it kicks off.
They don't have the damage. They're just lacking pretty much everything now, it seems, to be able to deal with what Vici has with this lead.
I mean, now that they use their cooldowns, it's just VG is just gonna run high ground.
Yeah.
There's nothing much to stop this.
And this Dusa is already level 15 too, so VP, they're not anywhere close to BKBs. They get hit by a Mystic Snake, everybody's gonna be pretty much out of mana inside of these fights.
I mean, that is one of the things that made Dusa viable again. That's stealing the mana from the enemy heroes so they can't use their spells anymore.
And look at this tier 3 going down in a moment. A matter of seconds, they're onto the racks here at this 20-minute mark.
Look at that, both heroes instantly out of mana. The Lycan as well as the Undying just get hit by that snake and they can't actually walk up to fight this Rax.
This melee Rax is gone. 20 minutes in, Vici Gaming opening up the middle lane. A 13,000 gold lead. This game 5, the beginning, the pace that they play at. We've seen VP struggle against it multiple times this series, and here in the all-important game 5, it feels like they're falling foul to the way that Vici Gaming approached this game.
Vici's just going to look to close this one really soon. I mean, they're building what? The Crimson Guard's done on Yang too, and the damage already wasn't there for VP. Throw this on top.
They won't be able to kill anyone.
No,
Paparazzi's just not going to die. He's 406. He's this invincible Razor. You throw Fade into the mix with the false promises. There's no way they can get on top of this Razor.
Yeah, he put the anime pants on today.
He really did.
Yeah.
Paparazzi is just only, you know, just constant improvement from this player.
How many deaths does he have in this series? I mean, he's 4-0-6 this game. I feel like I've barely seen him die at all throughout this whole time.
Radiant's middle
There's
tower
definitely some good
is
stats there to be had as here we go.
Delivering some items on
Yeah,
Nature's
brought
Prophet.
the SNY, yeah.
And now up to the high ground once more. They're looking for another set of racks here. There's going to be the wraparound for VP. They're trying to catch them off guard from the side. But even if they do so, Vici Gaming can stand their ground and fight. VP, they've got to find some dream angle of initiation. Get the Doom off onto a key target. The Doom's still not quite available. It's still on cooldown, I believe.
under attack.
As they pop the shapeshift, it will start to charge in. Solo gets swapped in immediately. Magic Missile down. The Serpent Wards are there, but Ramses is just dying so quickly. He has to run up to the high ground. They've lost the Shaman. The Stone Gaze from Ori means that they have to back off VP with the Crimson Guard as well. Vici Gaming, they're going to do it. GG is called Vici Gaming. They've taken game 5. They are your grand final champions here at the Major. They have had an incredible run. These guys, they qualified for the minor. They won the minor. They had a day off, then they turned up here in Stockholm. Everybody else, they've been practicing for weeks, for years. Vici Gaming, they just waltzed in. It's just another land in their eyes, and they've just gone and won it.
All 5 games, they played so aggressive. They took all, the tier 1s were all dead by 10 minutes in every single game, it seemed.
What a way to finish. What a way to finish. And this team, we saw in some of the interviews, they're like, well, we didn't really get much time to practice before this, and there we have it.
I mean, they already had everything planned out. Like, you could see the play that they put on every game was so methodical. You could always tell, like what would they do next in the game. Like, everyone was on board every time.
I feel like I didn't really see them hit neutrals either. I feel like they were always constantly just like, okay, we're making a play, but then they're already looking for the next play immediately before they even finish that one. It was, incredibly, incredible performance.
All 5 of these Fade, Ori, DY Paparazzi Yang, and of course the man himself there. Some of these drafts absolutely on point. It looked like VP just didn't have a chance at all because of the lineups that they entered into the games with, and ROTK, the man to thank for that one. He's back at the top after all these years. ROTK's mind, one of the best in Dota 2.
Absolutely. I mean, he last picked a Brood in this tournament too for his team, and they dominated. they've been crushing it.
And here we go.
See ROTK lifting the trophy himself.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, your major champions, Vici Gaming!
Congratulations, first of all. I'm here with Bonnie as well, and she's going to be my translator. Vici Gaming, all of you, minor champions, major champions. My question is very simple. It's one word. How? How did you do it?
那首先非常非常恭喜你们，就从基辅打到了瑞典，那连续夺冠。那你们是怎样夺冠的呢？就连续夺冠。
ROTK 牛逼。
ROTK is the best.
The drafter himself. Obviously, this series wasn't the deciding factor, but Vici Gaming also now guaranteed for the International 2019. How is it for the team? How was this series for the team?
那这样子 TI9积分板上你们就决定了你们 TI9的直邀对吧？那你们有什么看法呢？
啊？TI9，随便玩玩吧。
We will just do it casual, the casual way.
The casual way, all right. If this is the casual way, oof. Okay, there's been so many fans here for Vici Gaming. Paparazzi, would you mind talking to the fans and letting them know what they mean to you?
那 Paparazzi， 你这么多粉丝在这里支持你，你没有跟他们说几句话吧？
这么多粉丝，让你给他们说几句话。谢谢支持我们的粉丝，然后我们也会尽力打好每一场比赛吧。谢谢大家支持。
Thank you so much to all the fans. We will do our best for the upcoming tournaments.
Well, thank you so much for some awesome Dota. Ladies and gentlemen, Vici Gaming! Whew. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for joining us as well. And of course, thank you to my colleagues who've been with us for some very long days here in the Annexed as well, where you all were present. Yesterday, 2 a.m., we saw Vici Gaming a victory over Fnatic, as if it was nothing. 2 a.m. gaming at its best. But of course, thank you to people behind the camera. Thank you to everybody that has worked so hard to make this show a reality. But you guys are the ones that actually make this show a reality. So I think I speak on behalf of everybody behind the cameras as well. Thank you, Annexed. Thank you, Stockholm. Thank you, people at home as well. I see you there behind your computer. The Stockholm Major has come to a close, but it's not completely over yet. We're gonna have another overtime show after this as well. So make sure you tune in for that one as well on Caffeine. But for us, from Stockholm, from the Annexed, thank you and good night.
is a DJ special. Shout out cause he plays my record set. But now I've got the radio away. Unlock you spinning on top. This is a DJ special. Shout out cause she plays my record. Got the ladies waving to stop. Rewind from the top. This is a DJ special song again. Hooked up like a better friend. From the edge to turn the bend. Now turning heads with a mix and blend. Got tricks, switch up the vibe we send. Stick around, yeah, we grind to the end. Big set, beginning to trend. Got a crowd and they're ringing their friends. Tell they gotta get quick to the club. If I sent it, just spin the dub. We win this challenge from ravers. Bring it in as you balance the faders. Sing see you later, cause you gone. On the trip, take left through the song. Sound sick that you can't do wrong. Something like a phenomenon. Hello DJs, what you on? DJs, what you on? DJ, would you play my song? Play my song, play my song. Put it up, replay the record. This is a DJ special. This is a DJ special. Shout out cause he plays my record set. Now I've got the radio away. Unlock you spinning on top. This is a DJ special. Shout out cause she plays my record. Sounds hot. Got the ladies waiting to stop. Rewind from the top. This is a DJ special. Shout out cause he plays my record set. Now I've got the radio away. Unlock you spinning on top. This is a DJ special. Shout out cause she plays my record. Sounds hot. Got the ladies waiting to stop. Rewind from the top. Mama say thanks that we gave a gift. Been bang to make a playlist. Matched up with your rider riff. Catchy like it's Cupid's kiss. Catch up if you need to this. Get attached like cuffs.